What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a Tuesday morning hobby drive. Got a cool and rainy Tuesday morning here. I think it rained not most of the night here, but it rained probably starting after midnight, maybe something like that. So, I guess you can't say most of the night, but I'm thinking about when I was still awake. But anyway, so yeah, rainy day. So with this rainy day, one of the things that has happened is that the KBO, the Korean Series, began Game 1 last night on Monday night between the Kia Tigers and Samsung Lions, and it was in Gwangju, which is the home of Kia. And so anyway, they were playing, and the game ended up being delayed for, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes or an hour because of rain. And then finally they got it going, and then they had some more rain delays and stuff. It ended up in the sixth inning, they ended up having a rain delay, and at that time it was approaching 10 o'clock at night, so they ended up suspending the game, and they are going to pick that game up on this afternoon at 4 o'clock. So today they'll have kind of two games, but not exactly. They'll be finishing up the first game of the series, and in that game Samsung was up 1-0 at the time of suspension, and that was from a one-run home run. And at the time, I believe they had two runners on base with no outs when they suspended the game. So I believe that's where it's going to pick up again in the sixth inning. So yeah, so that's kind of what's going on there. I'm enjoying this series. I don't have a dog in the fight, which is actually, it's pretty nice. Sometimes it's nice to just sit back and watch a game and just enjoy it, not get overly worked up or emotional about things, honestly. So yeah, I usually don't get too worked up over games. I do get annoyed by them, but in a game like this, I don't get annoyed. It's just okay, my team's not in it, so whatever happens, and it doesn't bother me that much. So yeah. I gotta stop. I gotta grab something from the store here. Be back in just a moment. All right, I am back. So as I was saying, I don't tend to get too worked up about games and stuff. Usually when I'm watching on TV, I'm less emotional and less worked up. I do get a bit worked up at the actual games if I'm in attendance at times, but I think that's more just a part of being there at the event, But yeah, so I enjoyed the game last night. Through 6 innings, it was a pitcher's duel, and I like that. I know some people will think pitcher's duels are boring, and they can be. Don't get me wrong, pitcher's duels can be boring, but at the same time, I was enjoying just seeing 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 and kind of getting things going, filtering through the innings, so I kind of enjoy that at times, but don't get me wrong, I do love the ones when it's when you got some home runs and stuff happening as well. But it's just I kind of hate the ones where it's non-stop home runs and hits. It's just okay, it's this is just batting practice, and it gets kind of boring to me in a lot of ways, because you're just okay, let's get this inning over with. We haven't progressed any. Whereas the pitcher's duels, it's kind of all right, you're getting through the innings, the game is moving on. So anyway, but yeah, so now as for the today, like I said, they're gonna make up the final few innings of the suspended game, and then the regular game 2 is going to be starting up at It's going to be starting up at 6:30 tonight. And this being the Korean Series, it's a best of 7 series. So, got to win at least 4, got to win 4. So, we'll see how this first one turns out. In previous Korean Series, Samsung has yet to beat Kia. Kia has beat Samsung every time in the Korean Series. I believe they've met 4 times prior to this in the Korean Series, and Kia has won every time. So, and there's been a lot of, this Korean Series, this Korean rivalry, Kia and Samsung, it's quite the rivalry that has, it ties into political stuff, different political regions. It's almost, if you think about the Civil War in the North and the South, it's kind of like that. Although both of these teams are in the South, but and what I mean South, they're in South Korea, but they're also in the southern part of South Korea, both of them. But one is the Gwangju area is more liberal. The Daegu area is more of a traditional conservative, and those, they clashed. There have been brawls. There have been players hit by stuff. There have been buses burned. There's been anything and everything that you can think of that's happened when these two teams have played in the Korean Series prior to this. So, quite the history between them, quite the rivalry there between them. But no. So that's the KBO Series now. So moving on to the World Series, MLB World Series, we have the Dodgers and the Yankees. So in this one, I am far from being a Yankees fan. But I'm even further from being a Dodgers fan. Love Shohei Ohtani. Absolutely phenomenal player. Happy that he's doing well. Extremely happy that he's doing well. But I hope he gets denied a trophy. I'm sorry. I hope that the Yankees win this one. I'm not a Yankees fan at all, but I will be pulling for the Yankees during this season, or during this series. Which is kind of funny. It's you see me wearing a Dodgers, and not today, but you see me wearing a Dodgers San Diego hat sometimes, but that is not because of a love of the Dodgers. That is because the hat was from the MLB season opener between the Dodgers and the Padres this season. So it was more for a commemorative hat, and I pulled for the Padres in that series. So but that is what it is. So yeah, should be an interesting series. I know that a lot of people are all up in a frenzy over the salaries and stuff like that, and buying championships and all of that. But that doesn't bother me. It is what it is. That's life, okay? That's life. And for everybody that's the MLB needs to do something about this. No, they don't. They don't need to do a damn thing about this. It is what it is. That is life, If I've got the money and I want to spend it, then great. If I don't have the money and I want to spend it, oh well, then I'm fucked. If I have the money and I don't want to spend it, great. That's, it's all up to them. And yeah, people buy stuff every day, and I know that people are well, in sports you shouldn't be able to buy a championship. Well, the thing is, and in all honesty, Bo talked about last night, he said something only about 50% of the time has a top 5 payroll team actually won the series, about 50% of the time, maybe even less than 50% of the time. But that's not great odds, honestly, when you think about it like that. So it's like, yeah. So a lot of times, like the top five payrolls aren't buying the win. But whatever. I mean, it doesn't bother me. It should be entertaining for fans. Would it have been more entertaining with other teams? I don't know. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I think in this series you've got, of course, this is a team thing, right? You got all of the players on the teams and stuff, but I think you're gonna headline, Judge going up against Ohtani in this one, or Ohtani going up against Judge in this one. So I think it should be a interesting series. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm here at work right now. It's raining, so I'm just kind of hanging out in the car. I don't want to get out yet. But yeah. So no. Should be an interesting series. I doubt that I'll catch any of it live. I mean, I might. I guess it depends on when the games are and all of that. I mean, I know that the Dodgers stuff, would be at a more suitable time for me here in Korea, most likely. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I will watch any of it. I'll probably watch some replays or something, or just look at the box scores. So congratulations to both of those teams, the Yankees and Dodgers. Even though I don't like the Dodgers, congratulations to Shohei Ohtani, because I like him. So yeah, but that's kind of what it is. That's kind of where we're at. And yeah, I know today I didn't talk anything about cards, but at the same time, I did talk sports related. So who do you want to win this series? Like I said, I want the Yankees to win it. As for the Korean series, I want Samsung to win it. So like I've got a friend that he's a big Kia fan, and like I used to be neutral to Kia. Now I kind of hate Kia. And the reason behind me hating Kia is because of him. Because like he talks so much shit that it makes me hate the team that I really don't have anything against. So that's kind of funny. Like, it's like okay, I started out I was neutral to the team, and then the more shit he talks, the more I'm like, all right, fuck this team. He's gonna talk all kinds of shit. And a lot of times it's not even the correct shit. Like it's stuff that is absolutely 100% made up, which makes it even more hilarious. So he can be very funny to talk baseball with, my buddy there. But anyway, so no, that's all I have for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know who you want to win the series, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.